My name is Harold Wilson, retired federal judge from the District of Colorado. 25 years on the bench taught me how predators think. What I never expected was to find one inside my own family. 6 months after burying my wife Eleanor, 43 years together, taken by cancer in weeks, I survived a triple bypass. The house we'd bought in 1994 for $180,000, paid off tear by tear, was suddenly worth $1.2 million. Empty rooms, quiet hallways, and me, 70 years old, supposedly the perfect mark. My daughter-in-law Crystal saw opportunity where others saw grief. My son Michael saw a caring wife. I saw the smile. I'd watched on 1,000 defendants, the one that appears right before the lie. She started visiting to check on Dad, always with her phone out, snapping pictures of countertops, light fixtures, my office files. She spoke slowly, the way people talk to toddlers or dogs. Dad, Harold, this house is a lot for one person. What if you fell? What if you forgot your meds? I'd forgotten nothing. I remembered every mortgage payment, every gallon of paint Eleanor rolled on these walls, every promise I made to our daughter, Sarah, that this would stay in the family for her little boy, Tommy. Crystal kept pushing. Assisted living brochures appeared on my table. Comments about confusion I never showed. Hints that Michael and I should manage my money for my own good. Then I caught her photographing my bank statements. That night, I made the first call, not to 911, but to the federal building downtown. Old friends still answered when Judge Wilson rang. 2 weeks later, I reached someone special, David Brooks. Once my bailiff, now an FBI agent hunting elder financial crime rings. I told him what I was seeing. He went quiet. Judge, the pattern you're describing, we've got 47 open cases in Colorado alone. Real estate agents targeting widows and widowers after surgery or loss. Forged powers of attorney, rushed sales, houses flipped before anyone notices. Your daughter-in-law's name has come up on the edge of our board for months. We just needed her to try it with a witness present. I asked what kind of witness. David laughed. The kind who carries a notary stamp and wears a wire. The plan was simple and airtight. Let her schedule the signing. Let her bring the papers. Let her believe I was broken and alone. Memorial Day barbecue. Whole neighborhood invited. Extra witnesses never hurt. Sarah and Tommy came early. Michael and Crystal arrived at 2:20 sharp. Crystal clutched a thick manila envelope like it was Christmas morning. She wasted no time. In front of burgers and potato salad, with 29 people watching, she announced we were signing protective papers because I could no longer manage my affairs. I asked the notary, tall man, gray suit, leather briefcase, for his credentials first. He smiled, opened the case, and showed a gold FBI shield instead of a stamp. Special Agent David Brooks, Financial Crimes. Mrs. Wilson, these documents you want notarized constitute attempted elder fraud, wire fraud, and conspiracy. The backyard froze. Crystal turned the color of printer paper. David laid it out calmly. 18 months of investigation, 47 known victims, 2.3 million stolen, emails where Crystal bragged about her easy judge, forged medical opinions, gambling debts to people who break knees for fun. He played recordings, my recordings, legal in a one-party consent state, of Crystal calling me weak, vulnerable, an old man in a big house just begging to be relieved of it. Michael looked like someone had pulled the ground out from under him. Sarah looked ready to put Crystal there herself. David cuffed her on my patio while neighbors watched in stunned silence. As the surveillance van pulled away, 8-year-old Tommy tugged my sleeve. Grandpa, does this mean the house is safe? It means nobody steals from this family again, buddy. The next morning, the Denver papers carried my 2017 court portrait. Above the fold. Retired federal judge helps. FBI dismantle massive elder fraud ring. Tips flooded in. Victims who'd been too ashamed to speak suddenly had a voice. Within weeks, the count rose to 62 victims across 4 states. Crystal, real name Margaret Hoffman, was the linchpin. She took a plea. 22 years, no parole, full restitution. Michael filed for divorce the same week. The FBI asked me to consult part-time on a new elder fraud task force. I said yes before they finished the sentence. A year later, the house is loud again. Sarah and Tommy twice a week. Michael dating a kind pediatric nurse. Neighbors dropping by just because this Memorial Day we had 53 people in the backyard. Same grill, same sauce, no handcuffs required. Tommy, now 10, tells everyone, if somebody brings a notary to your door, call my grandpa first. He's not wrong. I learned something Crystal never understood. Predators look for the weakest prey. They never expect the old man in the rocking chair to be the one who wrote half the case law on financial crime. Experience doesn't make you fragile. It makes you dangerous. If you're watching this, hit subscribe, comment where you're from, and share it with someone who still thinks getting older means getting weaker. Because sometimes, the quietest person in the room is the one holding all the cards and the federal warrant.